Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Today I'm showing you my card assembly line. Again, this weekend I took a day, cleaned up my craft room, and went for it. So first I prepped all my card bases, and I think I prepped over 20. I don't know. I just used all the cardstock that I had that would match these, that was in light blue and lighter blue. And the collection was the Echo Park Wintertime. And so I'm showing you kind of how I started out. It's somewhat like the last Echo Park collection I did, except I'm showing you a little bit more of the behind the scenes. I laid out the pages or the cards. The reason I put the background papers behind them, the solid dark colors, those are actually a little bit different. You just can't tell in the video. I didn't have all of one. And here my friend had a whole bunch of die cuts. And so she passed them to me, and I wanted you to know that I didn't cut all of those and kind of show you where. Now see, I have embellishments laid out on top of them. I kind of get an idea and the cards evolve, but I don't start any assembly until I have them prepped. And here I've started assembly and I'm trying to use a rub-on. The video is a little tricky because I was watching Christmas movies, so sometimes I got off frame and had to cut a complete card or part of it, and you can tell I've sped it up I think 5 times so that you don't have to see every detail. And if I rounded all the corners or used my tape runner, I might have taken some of that out. I just wanted you to see how things go together, and in some places you can see I'm fiddling with snowflakes over and over. It doesn't automatically come together for everyone. I like to lay things out and look at it and lay it out and look at it. So some of that I tried to remove just so you don't have to watch every single layer go together over and over. And here I'm just rounding the corners and inking them up. One thing that I tried to do was do some inking in these, because in the last Echo Park video, I know that I didn't ink anything, and I thought, well, I should mix it up more. These are getting combined and going with the other, I think it was, how many did I make? 15. I needed a giant batch. So I was just trying to make them different than the other ones and different than each other. Here I'm adding some washi tape that says Happy Day. And I have this new weird thing where I put a piece of paper over the top and smush it down, so you'll see me use a tissue or a random piece of paper. It's because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for the ink or whatever to dry, and I want to be sure I don't get it on my hand and then rub it on something else. Okay, the snow marker, I will tell you in all fairness and disclosure, this was my first time using it. And what I learned about it is use a ton of it and then heat it till it puffs up, but not longer, or it kind of looks like brown snow, like it got a little burned. You'll see that on a card and think, it could have been better. But here you can see I just took a piece of white cardstock with a slight curve in it and then ran that snow marker over it and put a snowman on it, and I love it. I don't know why my friend cut an entire little baggie full of fences, but I loved this one because if you look at it, it kind of looks like there's snow falling in front of it. So it was perfect for this scene. I think I only used one fence. Maybe I used 2, but I didn't even make a dent in the snowflakes. I had snowflakes cut out in vellum, and she had them cut in other papers. Those ones you see right there, that clear, waxy looking paper, that's vellum. Those are the ones I cut. Okay, then I added Wink of Stella. I added Wink of Stella, that glittery pen, to almost all of these. You couldn't see it at all right there. But I added Wink of Stella and Clear Star to almost every card. And a couple of them I even touched up after I made the final video, because when I was editing the video, I thought, oh, that card needs something. There was a gingerbread man in there, and I liked it. And you notice that I cut off part of that card. I didn't like it. I just wanted it to say Winter Day, and I turned it sideways. If there's one word that you like and you don't like the rest of them, figure out how to use what you like and make it work. I will say, after working with this collection, I really liked Echo Park Hello Winter for making cards much more than this one. And This one, I think I said it in the haul video, this one was targeted a little more towards winter fun with your family. This would probably be a great collection for December daily or something like that. But it just didn't have a lot of sentiments and inspiration for me to make cards. So I was very happy that my friend had a ridiculous amount of die cuts. And remember, I have a new Sizzix, but with all those snowflakes already cut, why would I? You can glue your twine down any way you want. You can use glue dots, you can use probably a glue pen. I used that tape runner thing. I don't even know what we call those. Hang on. Score tape. Just because I'd never done it before and I wanted to try it, and it worked really well. I just had to take my fingernail and shove it under the edge. And you can see on the skates, I put the Clear Star pen on the actual blades of the skates. I tried Wink of Stella at first, but the Clear Star is more gray and looked more like metal and had sparkle. Because this set was short of sentiments, I was trying to find other sentiments that I wanted to use in stickers or stamps sitting around. I don't really like gold that much with my winter cards. I would have preferred silver, so I tried this smile, and then I didn't use any more of them. I liked the word, but I just really wanted it to be silver to work in with all this blue and teal. There are a couple of cards where I'm fiddling with snowflakes, but you get the idea. I'm just gluing them on. Sometimes I'm using glue dots, and sometimes I'm using art glitter glue. Those vellum ones, that's the industrial vellum that's super thick, so they wouldn't lay flat. They were kind of fighting me. And I did put a snowflake brad and some twine around this little tag that I made that says smile. I was just trying to add some interest, something different. Sometimes when you make 20 cards in a day, you'll try anything. This was a sentiment from the sticker pack, and that was one thing. I had picked up a couple of sticker packs that went with a different collection. They were actually from A Perfect Winter, which is another Echo Park line by Lori Whitlock, and I like that collection very much, but I didn't have it, and the colors pretty much worked here. So I was using some of those, and that's where the sentiment Baby It's Cold Outside came from. And then you'll see in some of these videos when I'm gluing on these Echo Park stickers, like the Baby It's Cold Outside, they didn't feel super sticky, and later in the video you'll see that one of them fell off. So I started adding glue, and sometimes when you watch videos you'll see people add glue to stickers and it seems crazy, but sometimes they don't stick, and I kind of expect better from Echo Park. I don't know what the deal was there, but they were falling off and I hadn't gone anywhere. Here, this was a die cut, this snowflake garland, and I thought, well, this is fun. In the end, I didn't love just sticking jewels on the end of it. I should have thought that through a little more. I was watching a really good movie, by the way. I just get sucked into them. And then the editing is hard. Look at that one. That one turned out cute, and I used the snow marker on it. Here, I'm looking at the stickers again and trying to find something. If you're not really familiar with YouTube, you can always pause, you can always adjust your speed, you can speed me up, slow me down, whatever you want. Go back if you want to see something. It depends a little bit on how you're watching it, and if you're watching it on your TV, I don't know how to do that one. Okay, I was watching the movie. I just got completely out of frame, and sometimes I just don't know. This one, I really liked the sticker when I put the white gel pen around it, and my white gel pen was fighting me a lot that day, so I used my silver gel pen. They're both Signo. They should work just as good as each other, but the silver is dependable. It always works. And then I just cut this card off. I don't know if I stopped and went somewhere and forgot to show the rest, but you'll see all the cards at the end. Here, I took these small cards are just the cut aparts from the paper pack. And then the scallop thing at the bottom was a die cut that my friend had a bunch of them in the thing. And I took it and dressed it up. I used a lot of those cards just because I was looking for layering inspiration, almost like creating your background in your art journal page. sometimes I went over them. You'll see one where I covered the entire thing. You can't see it at all. It just was an inspirational rectangle. And then this one, I just glued it together. And I came back later and added a lot more to those trees. I'm not even sure if it showed in the final video, but I put Wink of Stella on them, and I think I put Clear Star all around them. Okay, so this is the very first card we made, and that thing had fallen off, see? So I'm putting glue on it and then putting it back together. If your stickers don't feel very sticky and you have doubts, just add glue, because I would have been mortified if I gave that card to somebody and the front fell off. So then I used glue. The other trick about using glue is you can see I can move my finger a little bit. If you use a wet glue with them, it gives you a little bit of set time. Okay, in this paper pack, I was trying the same trick that I used on the last video with Hello Winter, where I have the card front and then I cut it and I flip a section. The front and the backs of the papers were just not that cute together. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. This card was a stretch when I flipped that paper over and left those together. I just thought, I need 20 cards today. Let's get going. And in the end, I like it. It's super cute. But when I went through the fronts and the backs of the paper, some of them were kind of horrible together. So that idea was more limiting in this paper pack. Whereas in Hello Winter, the fronts and the backs corresponded really well, and you could have saved a ton of paper doing this technique where you just cut a strip and flip it over, and then you have corresponding paper. Right now, I'm putting my tissue over it to push it all down together, and I took the silver gel pen and went around the hat and the mittens and the stickers. If you go around things, it just gives them a little more edge. Even if you layer them, it's another way to add some dimension. It's interesting because I know I always talk about layering and how it makes such a finished card. In these cards, I didn't layer. I really didn't use a lot of colored solid cardstock because the card bases weren't white, and I was having trouble with the versions of teal and light blue. There was a lot of different color going on, and it just wasn't working. So I went crazy with snowflakes and embellishment, and almost everything glitters. It's just hard to see in the video. That white piece of paper is, I think it's called the shimmer paper or the glitter paper. It's white and sparkly and beautiful, and then it was run through a Sizzix, so it has an embossing thing on it. When you see that jar of glass beads in my videos, you know I'm just trying to dry something. I use it for weight because it's pretty heavy, and at some point I'm going to use those on art journals. Okay, so do you see? You can see the shimmer a tiny bit, but it doesn't do it justice. Okay, here I started to stick that snowman on and then went, oh, that would be really plain. So see the one spot where I got it really wet and goopy and then I brushed it with my finger? I should not have done that. I should have made the whole page be wet and goopy. And these snow markers, I've seen them in smaller stores. I don't know if Michael's or Joanne carry them, and I'm sure you could get it online. It's made by Marvy, I think, and it's just called, here it is, it's just called Snow Marker. And yep, it's made by Marvy, and it's pretty amazing. But you need the heat, you need an embossing gun to activate it. So if you don't have an embossing gun, you'll be disappointed. And I think I need a new Wink of Stella. Okay, here I just took my Wink of Stella and put it on my snowman. See, I was trying to give him some dimension and sparkle. That was dumb because the Echo Park stickers are not matte. They have a shine to them. I don't think that would have necessarily dried. I don't know. When I figured it out, I just kind of brushed it off. Given the choice, I would always choose matte stickers because you can take any pen and write the date or add glitter, add color, whatever, all sorts of things. But many of the stickers now come with shine and you can't tell in a package. I talked all the way through that last card. It was super cute and it was washy and it was easy. Okay, this one, I'm just trying to use the stickers and the various embellishments that I have to work with. And remember, maybe I didn't tell you, I need cards that are gender neutral too, so they can't be all girly and all of them can't have rhinestones all over them. It just won't work. So I was trying to be sure that I had lots. And in these cards, when you need 20 cards in a day, even if you know the people, you cannot stop and think about, okay, I'm going to make this one for this person. Just make cards. The old dog needs some water. I'm sure you can hear that. That one, I put some stitching with the silver gel pen, layered it up. I think it turned out nice. Here, I went too fast, but this was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that had these rows built into it. So I just decided to use it as my card front and test it out. So I took one of those die cut scallop things, and then I put some washi tape over it in light blue. Then I changed my mind about 3 times on what sentiment I was going to put in the middle. And you can see on the left, I took a piece of cardstock and put one of the brad embellishments that I had in it. Then I never used that all day long. I tried to cut out the parts where I spent time making embellishments and didn't use them. But there was a really cute little owl thing I put together and never used either. At this point, I'm looking at it thinking, okay, it needs a little something. So I get out my absolute favorite Queen & Company super narrow washi tape. I'm hoping my friend will get me some more at Expo when she goes in March. And I like how this turned out. And this one was super fast, right? There wasn't any, I didn't even do any inking. I didn't do anything amazing to it. Remember, you get to see them all at the end, so I'm sorry. I put all those snowflakes sort of where you needed to be. See? 2 kinds of washi, the scallop, just paper as it came. It looks kind of busy, but it's not. Okay, I didn't want to use the Baby It's Cold Outside card, and I didn't like the brown trim. I started, and then in the end, I just covered the whole entire thing. At the beginning of the day, when I showed you how I had things laid out, I cut all of the branding strips off the paper. Remember, we don't throw those away. So I cut those off, and then I cut off the part at the end that just said, Echo Park made in the USA. So I had narrowed them down to one side had an actual cute colored paper. And then by the end of the day, I had a pile of miscut after miscut where it was an 1/8 or a 1/4, or I changed my mind. And I wanted to use some of these in some way or another. And I was starting to run lean. I think I'm going to show you the table again at some point so you can kind of see how far we've come and how it evolves. If I was using the same layering papers and I knew that my solid background, my 5 1/4 by 4, was going to be the same color on every page, I would have cut stacks of those too. So you can see it turned out super cute. That's the old dog, sorry, she's having a hard life. It turned out super cute, and then I took some of these brads. In the end, I didn't use that many of these brads. Now watching this video, the cards are already in envelopes, so I don't know. Brads are a reason to assemble cards like I'm doing, where you don't glue them to the base because you can't change your mind, but they're also bulky, so you have to spend time pushing them down and they have to layer up right. They're cute. I had fun with them. Then I tried to use the snow. That's from the other collection. It just didn't work space-wise. It was too big, so I had to throw that back. And I really liked this bundle up thing. I wish I had a whole bunch of those. And then you see I put glue on the back. I probably should have layered it, right? I mean, when you look at it, it's okay. There's some foam-mounted stickers that came off the other thing. The snowflakes weren't purchased, but most of that other stuff, these were my Tuesday morning finds. Over the past couple months, I was collecting them and storing them up. I made sure that they were, work appropriate. Okay, I just took a snowflake and cut it in half. If you glued something down already and you wanted to layer next to it, just cut it off and kind of shove it under the edge. So that's what I did right there. As far as the focal point and layout, not the best, but the idea was cute. So I do like it. I like them all, right? If I hated them, I wouldn't give them away. I might still put them in the video, but I wouldn't give them to anyone. I have some rejects in my house. Here, this is another card design that I've used a lot, where you cross them over and then you have a focal point and you can put your embellishment right there. I did a set one day that had really cute tiny graphics. I can't remember what collection it was, but I made a video on that and I had a bunch this style. It's also really good if you've cut strips of paper and you're trying to use them up. Then you can go through and look. Here, I was trying to figure out which snowflake was the biggest. I think they were all the same exact size, maybe the same exact die. So I just gave up. I put a cardstock circle on the back of that sticker to make it sturdier, and then I foam mounted it onto a snowflake, and then I put more foam mount behind it. You probably couldn't mail it with 2 giant layers of foam mount, but I'm hand delivering these cards, so it's just fine. And then I took the silver pen and went around the edges. I didn't show every bit of time in this video that I used the silver pen, the white pen, or the clear star, but like I said, almost every card. Okay, so at this point in the day, this is how the room looks. This is honest truth. Just going mess, and then see how much less there is on the table at this point. Almost all of them are gone. Things are cleaned up. We just have a few more to go. I just wanted you to see sort of how it comes together. The trick for me is if I'm going to do assembly line cards, I have to clean up first because I'm so messy. I can't work in 2 or 4 square feet. Maybe you can, and that's great. But I clean up first. I try and put the color palette that I'm going to work in and prep. And I did it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think Thursday I cleaned my room, and I might have prepped my card bases. I can't remember. But I was done and cleaned up spotless by Saturday at 9 p.m. My house wasn't clean, okay, but my craft room looked really good. Okay, here I'm using some more snowflakes. The snowflakes with the sparkle, they're cut out on the glitter paper. And then I took the ice skating sticker that came in the 12 by 12 sheet and put a string through it. There are quite a few tags in there, and so that's where some of those tags have come from. Then the one snowflake, I already had one, so I put jewels in the others. Okay, there's the one that I talked through. That was a die cut. The word was, the white was, and then washi tape. This is that one that we saw not too long ago. This is nice too because the lighting is a little different. This one I completely messed up the video on. That is a confetti paste from Tuesday morning. It dries clear, and then I tied a ribbon around it. It buckles the paper, so you have to flatten it with a book or something, and there's dry time. I did that Friday night too to prep those. I think there's one other one with confetti paste maybe, but I don't know if I showed it. And there's the gingerbread man. I really like this one with the skates and the little rope. I don't know if you guys have a favorite, but it's funny which ones are simple and I really like. And I like the one with the cup. And I went around the cup with the silver gel pen. So that one has silver gel pen and black pen. This one has clear star and silver. That one you saw before has the silver. In this part, you can see the silver borders a little better. That one I love too. But oh my gosh, those rub-ons were so old. After using one, I was like, we're done with those. That one. Okay, maybe I don't have a favorite. I don't know. I like a lot of them. That Queen and Company washi is nice, isn't it? Okay, so again, those teal snowflakes, those are glitter paper. So you take your Sizzix die cut and you cut them out of fancy paper. And the same with this teal ones. So then you don't have to add the glitter. You don't have to mess with any. You just buy your paper that way. Oh, I love that one too. That Hello Winter thing, I just added white cardstock and it was super cute. Oh. Okay, so the Let It Snow, that was just off the sticker sheet too in the 12 by 12 pack. Then I put it on cardstock, punched a hole in that, and put embroidery floss through it. Warm Wishes. In this, you can see the glitter a little more. That's the one where I got the snow a little yellow. A little too much heat. Okay, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I really appreciate all of your support. This time of year, assembly line cards might be the way to go because you might need a giant batch. Thanks so much for watching and happy holidays to all of you. Bye-bye.